Hi everyone, Ms. Westman here with your last example for our reflections lesson. This time we're asked to reflect triangle ABC over the line y equals negative x, and then graph the line of reflection and the image of triangle ABC. So we're going to look at our first instruction here, which is to graph the line of reflection. And like all the previous videos, the line of reflection is what we're asked to cross over. So over the line y equals negative x. That's my line of reflection. I'm going to start by typing that into Desmos, okay? And it graphs that line for me right there. The next thing I'm going to do is refer back to my cheat sheet that had all of those shortcuts and rules we could use for reflecting. And on that sheet, it says that y equals negative x. I have to switch my x and my y value and change the sign. So let's start with point A. A is at 2, 4. So the first step would be to switch 4 and 2, right? We've switched them, so 2, 4 becomes 4, 2. But then I also have to change the signs for both the x value and the y value. So the positive 4 becomes a negative 4, the positive 2 becomes a negative 2. Okay, and so if I look, these actually look pretty equidistant across that line of reflection. I'm going to label this A prime because I've taken my point A and reflected it. Let's do point B. Point B right here is 3, negative 1. So my first step is to switch the x and the y. So it becomes negative 1, 3. But then I'm also asked, the next step is to change the signs. So this negative 1 becomes a positive 1, and this positive 3 becomes a negative 3. I'm going to label this B prime because I've taken my point B and reflected it across that line. The last one we need to do is C. C is at 4, 3. And the first thing I have to do, according to the shortcut, is to switch my x and y value. So it becomes 3, 4. The second thing we have to do, according to our shortcut, is change the sign for both of them. So the positive 3 becomes a negative 3. Positive 4 becomes a negative 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to label that C prime because I've taken the C and reflected it across my line of reflection. In the next slide, you'll be asked to try one on your own. Make sure you have your cheat sheet, your shortcuts handy as you try that one.